Sagittarius, welcome back. We're here to do your update for November 2023. And yes, we will have a mid-month. We are pulling from a brand new deck that my daughter gave to me, and I will put it up on the screen. So if you wish to use such, you do know who it's from and what they are. Now, very separately, the Feather Totem was coming up, and I was supposed to bring this through for the other two videos that I did relating to the element. However, I forgot to. So you are the first to actually have the Feather Totem coming through. Now, it is quite relevant to post-eclipse, moving into the next eclipse. We were going through a rebirth, and not that you can really pick up the color, but the black coming through is death and rebirth, and the orange is to do with the sacral chakra, which was very scorpionic in energy. And I feel all of us collectively, in some shape and form, especially within our own lives, are going through a rebirth. And yes, the turbulent energies of Uranus and Taurus in the North Node can be coming through. Now, I will be channeling these psychically. As I mentioned, we are using the Nat, I can't pronounce her name. I'll have to get it down packed. We're using her deck. It's an absolute beautiful, I think it's her, an absolute beautiful deck. We do have a crystal card that I've pulled for you, as well as a chakra card, and you got two romance cards this month, really to anchor that energy in and help you with the love and general energy that will be coming through. Now, your crown chakra is coming up, and some of you may need to increase your fluid. And I do feel your divine consciousness. It's like your loved ones, your guides, especially with what's going on in your transits. There are things happening that are very emotional, a brand new rebirth, trying to trust the process. And I feel some of you also in that awkward energy and nervousness may be feeling the pressure points. And it's key to really look after yourself. Try and get grounded post-eclipse in Scorpio. Keep your fluid up, eat light, and try to have faith in yourself. You know, you can be connecting with your guides. You can be getting messages again from your loved ones that transcended over. This can be to do with the fact that your loved ones are trying to communicate with you, but you're not listening. And it's also to do with using your power effectively, to have that self-worth, to have that love and empathy, but also healing those energies of your life. I do feel some of you also are trying to manifest things in, but you could be moving to burnout, and you need to really sit and meditate upon what you feel the correct direction for your life is going to be, and what you feel your inner child would say to your adult version of your choices in this lifetime. So the crystal that you have, I'll let you read, and I'll read from the card. I am mindful of my energetic connections between others and myself, and it's an overarching energy coming through, and I'll channel it to down-pack it for you. I automatically remove unhealthy cords of attachment, restoring harmony and peace on all levels, deflecting unwanted and unhealthy vibrations, breaking unhealthy energetic cords, uncovering conscious beliefs and patterns. And it's interesting that we did have the crown chakra, very Neptune in Pisces, especially because for your star sign at the moment, getting run down, 6th house placement, feeling, you know, 6th house placement can be the house of the undoing. It can be health. It can be pets. It can be our wellness. Again, these patterns that are coming through in all your cards are looking that there is going to be success, but there's something spiritually that you personally are going through. And it's almost like it's been screaming at us, you know, all of us collectively, but potentially our guides are coming through and say, hey, you're not listening. We're trying to show you the way. We're trying to give you an easier path moving forward. Now, the two cards that came through, I'll show you. The first one, intimate union. I'll speak in code. And the next one, which green heart chakra 100%, especially moving into the next eclipse. So I'll read both of them. Honoring the places in one another where you are one eternal soul. For there you will find your true bliss. Especially when we've lost loved ones on the other side and we feel everything's out of alignment. If we're letting go of a cycle, but we're attached to it because we've got memories, your divine consciousness linking to your 12th house, especially because the eclipse transited over. It's to do with the fact that, it's almost that uncertainty. It's like if I have a new chapter, is it going to be okay? Is it all going to turn to crap? Do I have the faith? Can I psychologically let go of patterns, unhealthy habits? And it's interesting that this is very Neptune in nature and transiting over your 12th house. It's calling for bad habits to be broken. It's calling for, be it it's mental, be it it's physical, and, jumping in and trusting the process of a brand new beginning. It is important right now to take a step back, to spend some time alone instead of placing your focus on others. Now is the time to give to yourself. And I think it's when we have these expectations, it's like this person wants this person wants that. I've known them from childhood. How do I feel about that? Again, 12th house is very much, it's almost like you're completing a cycle. So prevalent at the fact that it was Scorpio, because from a spiritual point of view, it's almost like there's all these new things coming and it can be an ending of a total chapter for you. And you could be physically looking at life and going, but all that glistens was gold was in the past. And I don't believe that if I'm not doing X, Y, and Z, it's not going to be. And it's that reluctance to transform and change, but universe is really pushing us to listen and to transform because it's going to be for our betterness. So we'll get into the general energy. Now, it's so funny because I did see third eye for you. And it was viewpoints, right? It's viewpoints, values, beliefs, really going into the ego and channeling whether for you the path that you're moving forward is in fact the right path for you. I do feel there can be almost this emotion. Are there a group of people that you're dealing with, and is it a bit heavy? Did you have to move away from cycles? Are you merely doing shadow work and looking at life and saying, hey, wow, all that glistens wasn't gold, but all that glistens maybe I felt was. I do feel with the 9 of Swords, there are some patterns and habits that have really been getting you up in your head. There also could be some excess stresses that you're currently dealing with at the moment, and you don't quite know how to resolve them. I do feel some situations can be your head and heart. And again, it's almost like if we are moving to burnout, Mars moving retrograde is saying, hey, slow down. There's a better way to do this. Is there something we can shift? It's usually where the pressure points are in our life, and the way we actually unwind is showing us the truth of things. And it's like, okay, can I review this? Is there a better way? I do feel psychologically these dreams that you're trying to manifest, you're working very, very hard for. You also could be frustrated that some of those opportunities maybe were taken from you, and trying to look at the coin from the opposite side. I do feel some of you are really casting a critical eye on your life. I do feel it's almost this expectation, and for some initially we are going to have this sense of avoidance, but the next eclipse is kind of going to shove us, because what we do tend to find with Uranus and Taurus in the mix is the carpet's pulled out, but it always ends up okay in the long run. So try and trust the process. But for you spiritually, I do feel emotionally some of this energy can be lingering as we do move into the month of November. I do feel there's a lot of crap going on. It's like a lot of white noise, a lot of crap, and you don't want to hear it. It's taking you to that vibration, and you don't know why it keeps moving on. Now, I did see something coming through in your romantic sector. Now, this can be with your friendships, with your contracts, with your social crowds, your love life. What I am seeing is that particularly could be a dynamic going on that is causing your vibration to lower. So particularly if you are spreading yourself like butter and those energies are a little bit more negative, it's almost that you've outgrown it, but you're kind of mad that you feel they need to change, when in fact it's that you've changed. I feel you're having this revelation. Some of you, this is going to play out two ways. Yours is the first reading, and I'm trusting my guides. They're really working with me at the minute. Yours is the first reading, which I do see that there are two storylines coming through. They've been very firm on mentioning there is a pocket group of you where the passion, the chemistry within love's coming back, where you're reflecting, you're going down memory lane, and you're really, really in alignment. There is a pocket group of you, however, that are either in a relationship or you're on the outside looking in, ready to choose what path to make. And I do particularly feel there could be some of you that are avoiding and socializing and, maybe having too much a good thing. I get this frequency at the minute that there is a choice. There's a choice in something that you have to address. And it was funny because this was the first time, and this is by no means a negative card. We have the Six of Wands, okay? This is by no means a negative card, but I feel it could be a little bit overzealous. It could be some choices that you're making. There could be some alchemy and positivity and almost triumph. And I'm still getting this cringy feeling for a pocket group of you. Because I do feel what you thought was glisten and gold maybe is looking something totally different. And somebody on the opposite side of this isn't quite seeing it the same way. Can there be some misunderstandings moving through? I do potentially feel there may be. Because I feel the way you're viewing a circumstance and how it actually really is can be polar opposite. I do feel there is an opportunity for success here. I do feel you know that. I do feel you know if you were A, with this person, B, reaching an anniversary, having something, maybe both of you are going to an event. There is going to be a happy event happening. But I also do feel for some of you, there are misunderstandings going on. Maybe schedules aren't matching. Maybe too much has been happening and it just hasn't been creating the balance. So I do feel this person that is directly dealing with you, 50-50, it could be vice versa, could particularly be feeling you need to make a choice. There could particularly be, for some of you, a choice between two individuals. There could also be a change that is directly happening, and it's going to be a totally different life with you and this individual in your life moving forward. Some of you, this person does feel you have no time, and Uranus and Taurus, and I feel it's that you do have time, but the frustrating level has been what you've had to address hasn't moved as quick as you would like it. So it's taken time away from the manifestation of love, from things getting into balance, and because Mars is going retrograde, it's bringing up these anxious points. I do feel somebody may have a whole lot to say to you, and I don't necessarily think you may like it. You may really take it as some of you could have a fight in the month of November. That's not to say it's turning out terrible. Things are happening for a good reason, okay? So please, please, please trust the process. But I do feel this Two of Swords is, the way another person feels, seeing another person's side of the fence. Some of you could get pulled. It's like you need to support somebody, so you're getting dragged into something. And you don't want to. You don't want the white noise and dramas. If you want to dive deeper into this, feel free to book a reading and we can really channel it further. I do feel there's a lot of chemistry between you and this person, especially from the intimate union. Honor the place in one another where you are one eternal soul. Like if you feel directly in alignment with this person and you can be yourself, sometimes we do rest on our laurels and we don't really mean to do such. There could be this comfort within the connection that both of you know each other and therefore everything is okay, but something is renewing here and something is shifting, and it will need empathy, understanding, regardless of what decision you guys make moving forward. I'm also hearing with the scarred union, the sacral chakra energy is that something's being reborn, something's changing in this connection. I'm almost seeing this conflict where it's like coming to the table, pulling it back off, coming to the table, pulling it back. And I feel that something has to come to a head here. And I do feel ultimately that you're going to, it's going to be addressed. I hope that lands. However this plays out, it's important to hear. It's important then to step back, to meditate upon what is going to be best for you, and then to unpack it and go from there. I feel the frustrating level has been surrounding other areas of your life where your energy has been pulled, and it has been very, very frustrating for you guys over the last few years. But I do feel we're ending a cycle. We're moving into better success, and there are direct reasons why these things are happening, and we've been given some privy information from our guides that particularly can give us some success moving ahead. I do feel in your career sector, some of you, it could be that you're doing 2 jobs. Some of you, it could be that you're going out of retirement and back into employment. Whatever it is you're doing right now, I feel there's a level of frustration, okay? You have the Hermit card in reverse, right? I'm sensing almost there's this frustration. It's like, I don't know why I'm getting, holding it down, trying to be patient, having these frustrations. Now, can these frustrations be coming from other areas of your life? It could be. It may be wellness. It might be not being able to unpack your emotions, getting stressed, other people's needs, things going by the wayside, and it's coming out at work. Could it be the direct environment? Yes, it could be. I feel it's almost like something has to give, something has to change. It could be an unfinished business conversation I'm being shown. Also having faith in the process and knowing that, the journey is as important as the destination, I'm hearing. But I feel it's time to act. It's time to jump onto whatever this is you want to do. Maybe you felt this was going to take you somewhere different, whatever it is. When we do look at the career sector, my guides are showing me it doesn't have to be that you're physically working. It can be your goals. It can be your hopes. It can be the things that you're pouring your energy into as a sense of a purpose. But I'm also seeing in your career sector, be it you're deciding maybe to have 2 ventures, you pulled yourself in too many directions and you feel that fine-tuning needs to come down right now. I'm hearing like a guillotine. It's like, I've got to address this right now. Try to keep your cool. Really try to keep your cool. It's not going to serve you by losing your cool, and that is because Mars is retrograde, and everyone, especially around the eclipses, is going to be very niggly. I feel you're having to jump on something. I feel you're having to address it, but I feel you also could be quite frustrated at the fact something hasn't gone according to plan. I do feel it's key to hold your temper. I also feel it's time to sleep, time to sleep, time to have that self-care, step back from the painting, make a plan of action, and I feel there is where you will get your success. Where it does come to the abundance, the manifestation, the self-worth energy, you actually have the Hierophant in reverse, and I thought it just totally matched the career/purpose sector for you. And I'm noticing the triangle, the triangle and you directly in it, almost like I'm seeing the Hangman is like, I've been waiting for this to move. I feel that it's almost like I'm telling you, you've changed. So you may be looking at a new venture. You might be looking at a different position. You may be not seeing eye to eye with maybe a mentor, a boss, a superior. It could be the team. You may also find something that you could do that is different, that is going to find a new stream of income for you. I'm hearing 2 things. It's saying whatever you were attached into a sense of a value, it could be a house, it could be a boat. Does that resonate with you now? Okay. Because there is this resistance, and I did say there's things shifting about. There's this resistance to letting go of what doesn't resonate with us anymore, because we're holding on like a security blanket. Uranus and Taurus is going to be pushing us. And I feel as though there's this frequency. It's like, I've got to hold on. But there could be something that is outdated that you're physically not letting go of. And that can be, look, this gives me freedom, but is it reaching your success? This gives me a possibility, but has something shifted? would you need to shift your routine around or something to that degree? Because there's something in the devil of the detail that needs addressing. Are you overextending yourself, I'm hearing? Even not, okay, for some of you, it could be that you're earning good money or there's money involved in a circumstance, value involved. For some of you, there could be, and I'll put this very loosely, a separation with assets dispersed. 1, right? 2, it could be reviewing what path you and your partner, you and your contract, you and your business, you and your career are going. But a decision is going to be made. But your guides are asking you, if you were talking to your child self, and I read from the book and I thought it was an absolute eloquent way of describing it. If you were the child looking at yourself inside your life right now, what would your child version hope for you? And would they be happy with some of those decisions? And I feel if you can go into that inner child of creativity, does this resonate with me? Is it more to do with attachment? Is it something that feels safe? Or, do I need to let it go by the wayside? So I feel whatever those values are, whatever you're holding on to, whatever you're trying to build, reassess, step back from the painting, and I feel that is where you're going to find your true. What's hidden from you at the moment is the 6 of Cups in reverse. And again, it was 3 cards in reverse. And I feel there are personal things going on with you. You're very under pressure. You're really trying to balance. I do feel you're going to find your success. I feel there could be, especially with this 12th house, just for a few weeks potentially, and moving through the first eclipse, you could have some really genius ideas. But the thing I would say is, does it resonate with you any longer? Okay. Is it nostalgia? Is it a dream? Is it serving your purpose, or is it something that needs to go? Now, if these stress levels are getting the better of you, remember the message. It was suggesting any unhealthy cords needing to cut them. This can be habits like a sleep, poor scheduling, holding things in, then allowing them to blow, like getting to a root cause of things and doing some journaling. I think it's really going to benefit you, because I do feel there's a method to the madness, but there could be something psychologically holding you back that is preventing you from gaining your success moving ahead. Ask yourself the question, is this taking too much of my energy? Is this more a past situation? This could be relating to your friendship groups, the deeper meaning and reason why we connect, childhood, wounds that we felt, are preventing us from moving ahead. Feelings to do with feminine energies. The reason I say that is because moon can relate to mother, creativity. I do feel there can be some things that come up, and I do feel some of you are actually going to talk to a female figure, be it your man or woman, regardless. I feel you're going to lean into a female figure. There could initially be this bitterness, sadness, projection. Now, this could be a love interest. This could be a mother. It might be the mother of your children for some. But I feel it's also your inner feelings really turning into it and listening to how it is. It's heavy. It's not bad, though. I don't want you to feel this month is bad. I want you to understand this is dressing you for success. Major decisions are being made. I do feel some of you could have some major occurrences, but universe is telling you it is all going to get back on track to where it's supposed to be, and it's definitely going to be in more alignment to who you are. Take care. I'll see you for the mid-month. If you do want to use this tarot deck, I'll chuck it back up on the page again. Very separately, as I do have new tarot decks, I will place them on the screen. Mars retrograde. This is really going to impact all of us pretty much until next year. Even after it goes direct, it will remain in the house of Gemini. So come through, take a look at it. I'll try and remember to put the link below. Otherwise, you can see it both through my blog on the website that I do dig deeper and actually give additional updates and what could we say? Predictions, locations it's going to hit, the best way to navigate it. So dress for success, go through and have a look. Otherwise, I will see you for your mid-month. If you do want a booking, the link is below. Bye, guys.